Yeah, I think it's recording now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Martinez, and the members of Team 8 and I are presenting our app called FIU Panther Parking. Can you change slides? So to begin with, I'd like to explain why we made this app. As a commuting school, FIU has many students and staff that drive to campus, and we wanted to make an app that could help make the parking experience at FIU more simple and easier for the community. Change slides. So we tested users' experience with the interface we created, and the user testing we conducted helped us gather information about their experience using the app. It helped us gain insight on how we could enhance their experience using the Panther Parking app. So you can change slides. While collecting data from users, we also collected information about their demographic. We asked questions to see whether there was a correlation between the type of demographic and whether they thought how difficult or easy the interface was to use. You can change slides. So these are some of the questions we asked to our participants. Questions like their knowledge level of computers, how often they use the internet, and what activities they usually use the internet for, because it could influence how difficult or easy they thought the app was. So you can change slides. So this is a graph of the demographics we collected from the users. So most of our users were female, and it also shows the younger users were more experienced using the internet. You can change slides. This is also some data we collected about completing tasks and our participants. So for task 3, a lot of participants had high difficulty completing tasks, and about 60% weren't able to complete task 2. I think that graph is in the next slide, so can you see slides? Oh, okay, I guess we didn't show graph 2. Go back, go forward. Yeah, those were more graphs. Okay, next. You can change slides. Okay.
Thank you. My name is Christian Garcia, and I'm here to provide the data we got for task 1 and 2. And for task 1, we got check parking availability. With the final verbiage, it's you have just arrived at the FIU MMC campus and are looking for where you should park before your 10 a.m. class starts. You prefer to be in a garage on the highest floor where there are the least number of people who have already parked because you want to make sure that no one scratches your new car. You also want to make sure that you don't have to pay for parking since you are a student. What would you do to accomplish this? So with the graph we see here, this is the data we got with the correlation of experience level and the task completion from our users. And we see that there is a positive correlation between computer knowledge and task completion, which could help on the app that we're in development. Users with higher knowledge were likely to complete the task 1 compared to users with a lower level knowledge level with our older users. With task 2, it's to save student information to prevent getting tickets. With the final verbiage on that is, you forgot to change the license plate on the FIU parking app to the new one you got. You go to class, eat, and then when you walk back to your car, you see you have a green sticker on your window telling you that you cannot park here. What would you do to fix this? So with task 2 graph, we can see here that the correlation between the users rated the difficulty of task 2 and how it affected their completion rate. With the users 1, 2, and 4 with higher level knowledge of experience on the internet, they still had high difficulty and didn't complete the task. With users 3 and 4, they reported there was absolutely no difficulty and they were able to complete the task successfully. Next.
Hi, my name is Valeria Ramirez, and I'm going to be covering tasks 3 and 4. So task 3 was about avoiding parking register spaces. Our final verbiage was You're running late to class at FAU MMC campus because of traffic, and you park at the first available space you saw. That after class, you notice your car is missing. This is because you didn't notice that you park in a registered parking space. In FIU, there are many spaces registered to staff, and in a rush, you accidentally park in one of those spaces. So how could you check which parking spots are registered in every parking garage at FIU? So our task 3 graph shows the correlation between age and task difficulty. The data is showing that younger users had less difficulty performing this task on the interface, and older users had more difficulty. Task 4 was about safety concerns with parking. Our final verbiage was, you wake up at 9 a.m. for your 9:30 class and you live 30 minutes away from the university. You get up and drive to school and find that the parking garage you enter is being cleaned on the 3rd floor. So you drive around the campus to another parking garage, and the other parking garage you find that a floor has collapsed and it's closed down. How can you report this to other students or school staff? So the graph for task 4 is showing the correlation of internet usage frequency and task difficulty. We can see that the users that answer that they use the internet daily had no difficulty performing this task. And the data collected shows that they didn't think the task was difficult at all.
Hi, my name is Brendan Lopez, and I'll do task 5 and the overall experience. So for task 5, you don't want to waste time looking for a parking spot. And our scenario was in the morning, you pull into the FIU MMC campus parking garages and notice that the parking garage is full. Now you must drive to the next parking garage to look for availability. You don't want to keep driving to every parking garage on campus because you notice that your car is running low on fuel. What would you do to find a parking spot quicker without running out of gas? And with our data, we collected that users with more time spent on the internet had little to no difficulty with task 5, whereas, for example, user 3, who had little time spent on the internet, had a little bit more difficulty with task 5. And for our exit questionnaires, we asked what features of the FIU parking app website were vague or too confusing to you? What else should be included on the FIU parking app website? What did you like the least and what did you like the most? And a summary of all our graphs, where the first graph is the correlation between years of using the internet and the task difficulty. The second one was basically the age demographic and compared to the task difficulty. And the third one was the correlation between experience and the task completion. And for our overall site, we found that based on user feedback, we were able to see which tasks had the most difficulty with, and the exit questionnaire also provided more insight as to how we could improve our interface. And an example we found was that 60% of our users thought the FIU parking availability section was confusing. Moreover, we also found that using this information, we can revise certain aspects to help make that section easier to understand. And the exit questionnaire also gave us ideas of what to add to make the user have a better experience. And 20% of users said they wanted more icons used in the interface.
Hi, I'm Luciano Scarsi. I'll be reading the conclusions and recommendations. As you saw in the report, it shows that having knowledge about the internet can help perform the task easier. It does also show that age also plays a big part in completing the task as well. People who are older have somewhat little knowledge about the internet and have trouble performing more of the task. But on the other hand, people who are younger, since they have been exposed to the internet for a long time, they'll have more knowledge on how to use it and will be able to perform the task much easier. So we recommend to have a button and to make and save changes in the user information section. Have more colors to bring attention to certain areas so people can see it easier. And fix some wording for restricted parking because it does not match the scenario wording for that task. It will also help if we had a Q&A section because to help users that get stuck so we can fix it on later. Fix address on user information to have sections for city, state, and zip number. We also think to add icons to make things faster to scan and to receive an email when they submit a report. Thank you.
Okay, let me see. So I do stop recording and then how can I find it?
When you're recording, you'll see it once